Sometimes, life will bring you into the presence of people who blatantly disregard your worth. They look at you as if you mean nothing, as if your existence is just a passing smoke. They aren't blind, they just choose not to see. They aren't deaf, they're just too arrogant to hear. And it's not your fault. They choose to be small inside their own heads while you're learning to grow. However, you are not a fragile branch that must bow every time someone else's ego blows. You are a samurai sharpening your own sword, not a rag wiping off someone else's self-esteem. Responding to insults with noise will only make you seem hungry for validation, but responding with elegance will make you a person of class. Here are 9 elegant ways to quietly cut those who don't appreciate your existence without touching them. First, respond with a relaxed attitude and a smile. Not all insults deserve a response. In fact, many are only worth laughing at. When someone belittles you, smile. Not because you agree, but because you understand they are speaking from a shallow heart. A relaxed attitude doesn't mean you're weak. On the contrary, you're showing that their attitude isn't important enough to bother you. That's your power. You don't give them space in your mind, and that slowly breaks their ego. Some people want to make you seem insignificant because it's the only way they can feel victorious. Don't give them the stage. Laugh at their stupidity in your heart, then move on with your life with your head held high. They don't deserve your precious time. Your smile is a sign that you've surpassed their level. While they are busy nurturing their pride, you are busy building your own life and peace within yourself. Second, understand that everyone is different. People who don't respect you doesn't always mean you're bad, but it could be because they simply don't have the capacity to see the good. A dirty eye will always see with negative prejudice, so don't always blame yourself for their behavior. They're not you. Maybe they were born from wounds and educated in different circumstances than you. Not everyone grows up with healthy values, and you're not responsible for their behavior. When you understand that people think, respond, and give respect differently, you'll be calmer in facing the world. You won't be easily shaken just because 1 or 2 people treat you badly. You can't change the way they see you, but you can choose to ignore it. And sometimes the most mature attitude is when you can say in your heart, "Oh, let it go." Third, limit your interactions. Don't give too much prominence to people who don't deserve to be in your life. Those who don't value your existence don't deserve a special place in your time. Cut off interactions. Reserve your energy only for those who deserve it. Limit them without drama. They're not enemies, but they're also not friends. They're just stowaways who don't contribute anything to your life. So when you close the door on them, you're saving yourself from mental leaks. Your presence is expensive, so don't be cheap with anyone who doesn't know its value. People who waste you have no right to demand anything from you. They only deserve to watch you grow from a distance. You don't deserve to receive treatment that makes you feel inferior. Choose, filter, keep your distance. Not because you're arrogant, but because you know how bad they are for your mental health if allowed too close. Fourth, think positively. People insult, belittle, and belittle you often, not because you're bad, but because they're upset. Often, it's not about you, but about the hurt, envy, prejudice, or crisis they're hiding. Positive thinking isn't about tolerating insults, but about how you keep external poison from eating away at your mind. You think clearly so you can see the big picture, not just scattered emotional fragments. If you can think positively, you'll be able to turn pain into fuel. You'll see their insults as a mirror to recognize who you are, not to hate who they are. That's a smarter way to live. And believe me, as you grow, you'll realize that people who insult you are simply pointing out their own flaws. Fifth, don't lower your standards of kindness. Accept it and move on. One of the biggest mistakes is to lower your standards just because the world treats you badly. Don't. Never change the direction of your compass just because the wind is strong. If you hold to the principle of kindness, maintain it. Even if those around you respond sarcastically, being kind in the face of insults isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of maturity. Your kindness isn't for them, but for yourself. You're not feeding their egos. You're maintaining your inner purity. And that's far more important than responding in kind. You can't force everyone to understand your values and intentions. But you, if you have the courage, can still choose to be a human being, not an animal who wants to respond with claws to the fact that some people don't like it. But don't let them turn you into someone you're not proud of. You don't lose when you're underestimated or disliked. You only lose when you stop being good. So after all this, learn your lesson, close the chapter, and move on. The world is too vast to be filled with the bitterness left behind by those who don't know how to appreciate. Sixth, don't respond with hatred. Hatred is addictive. Once you suck it, you will thirst for revenge feud. But every grudge you have saved is an additional burden on your back. And sooner or later, will make you limp on the way. They've looked down on you. Don't you humble yourself with such they. You are not their reflection of you, mirror of yourself. Don't let it hurt making you the same monster as they. The best revenge is when you no need to reply anything. Your life, peace, and success is the ultimate answer cruel for their treatment. They want you to still feel low, but you instead standing taller than previously. Don't dirty your heart. Don't harbor hatred and be like they. Throw away hatred and you will keep yourself clean, calm, and hard to overthrow. Seventh, focus on your life. Your life is too precious to be dragged into someone else's ego trap. When someone disrespects you, it should be a catalyst for you to focus more on your own path. Focus your attention on what you can achieve, not on who doesn't see you as worthy. Because at the end of the day, what will last is not their opinions, but the tangible results you build. Don't let other people's opinions dictate your steps. Because when you focus on pursuing your goals, the voices that believe you will become smaller. You will learn that not every voice needs to be heard, and not every viewpoint needs to be agreed with. Eighth, demonstrate achievement through action. Silence is golden, but the results of your work speak louder than anyone's chatter. Don't respond to them with complaints. Respond with accomplishments. When someone belittles you, show them that you can break through boundaries they never even touched. There's no need to talk much. Great people don't need to explain anything, and don't waver when they're belittled. Achievement isn't about impressing them, but about silencing them without a word. It's like the rising sun, and no one can deny its light. And when you shine, those who once belittled you can only glare and pretend not to see. But secretly they're hurting. Don't seek their approval. That's like asking for water from a dry well. Focus solely on your results. Over time, people who initially considered you a nobody will start to acknowledge you. But you don't need their recognition. You don't live to prove anything to anyone. But when your actions prove you, no one will dare to take you for granted. And if anyone still dares to underestimate you, they will only look like a fool. 9th, forgive, because your heart is big. Forgiveness doesn't mean you justify their behavior. Forgiveness is how you douse the fire in your own heart so you don't burn from within. You can't control everything, but you can choose not to carry the burden. Forgiveness is a release, not for them, but for yourself. Because hate is like a fire you embrace, hoping someone else will burn. It's hard, obviously, but that doesn't mean it's impossible. You have the right to be angry. You have the right to be hurt, but don't hold on to the poison forever. Slowly release it. Let the pain heal. Not by venting, but by understanding. Forgive and move on. You are not a victim. You are a whole human being who has been hurt but has chosen to stand without carrying a corpse in your heart. Forgive because your heart is bigger than your wounds. The class is not something you do inherit. Class is the result of forging. And if you are able to face insults with a cool head, measured actions, and a heart that remains sane, then believe me, you are standing a level above those who only can condescending.